Hindus are fond of giving, conscious Hindus are fond of giving example of Balkans and Turkey, Greece and Turkey in population exchange. And when that partition happened, they completely exchanged population, and that is a successful model that we should have done. Yes, we should have done that. But even that is not sufficient, because Islam is a global civilization. You cannot have local solutions arising from a clash with a civilization like that. Even if you treat it locally, globally it is going to come back to you and afflict you later on. Unfinished agendas of political Islam, the case of Greece, Balkans on one side and Turkey on the other. This is a very clear case of what happens even after there is a complete partition. Because a lot of Hindus complain that India's partition was not completed, which is true, that Pakistan either ethnically cleansed or made a genocide of all its minorities, mostly Hindus, but India let them remain here peacefully, completely, and so the partition was never completed. It should have been completed. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar also says that it should have been completed, and a lot of other leaders. This is true that it was not completed. It is true that it would have been better had it been completed, because when you accept the two-nation theory, that these two societies cannot live with each other, then it's better to your country to you and our country to us. But there is a case, and Hindus are fond of giving, conscious Hindus are fond of giving example of Balkans and Turkey, Greece and Turkey in population exchange. And when that partition happened, they completely exchanged population, and that is a successful model that we should have done. Yes, we should have done that. But even that is not sufficient, because Islam is a global civilization. You cannot have local solutions arising from a clash with a civilization like that. Even if you treat it locally, globally it is going to come back to you and afflict you later on. We'll see how. What is now Turkey was once Greece. Western Turkey was almost completely Greece at one time. Turkish tribes whose homeland is in eastern Siberia, they spilled onto Anatolian Greece, and they completely Islamized it, converted it and populated it, and it became Turkey. After that, Seljuk Turks did that. When the Ottoman Turks rose, they became very, very powerful. Perhaps the most powerful empire after Mughals, or just like Mughals. They were contemporaries and also admirers and jealous of each other also, because these were the two most powerful Muslim empires anywhere in the world, the Mughals and the Ottomans. And the achievement of Ottomans was that they finally defeated and destroyed the most precious Christian city of Constantinople and converted it into Islam and renamed it Istanbul. Byzantine Christian Empire, or the Eastern Roman Christian Empire, had the Muslim armies had started defeating it even from the beginning, from the 8th century itself. But at that time, only the Anatolian and Asian provinces of Byzantium were lost. But gradually, as Ottoman Turks came on the scene after 10th, 11th century, they started spilling into Europe and what is called as Balkan Peninsula. Balkan Peninsula is Greece, Macedonia, Bulgaria, parts of Romania, Moldova, Serbia, Montenegro, Kosovo, Albania, and Croatia. This is the Balkan Peninsula. Now, Balkan Peninsula was almost completely ruled by Ottoman Empire, completely came to be ruled by Ottoman Empire. Ottomans became so big, they ruled Romania, parts of Romania, and all of Hungary at one time. Which is now, later on it became Austria-Hungary, but all of Hungary, the Ottoman Muslim Empire had come to rule. They had reached the gates of Vienna. It's a very famous phrase in the history of Europe, gates of Vienna. Because Vienna, after the fall of Constantinople, in 1453, they finally destroyed the last rampart of Byzantium by destroying Constantinople, and the Byzantine Empire, Eastern Roman Empire, was once and for all gone. And they also came to rule Greece. After that, they were pushing for Vienna, which after the fall of Constantinople was the premier Christian city at that time. Not Rome, it was Vienna. And Vienna was saved by a chance help from the Polish king. And otherwise, just like the battle at Poitiers, Vienna had the Christian Empire lost. We do not know what would have happened, what would have happened to Enlightenment or Industrial Revolution or to the subsequent history of the world. So Ottoman Empire at that time was very, very powerful. They came to rule all of Balkans and these countries, and of course Greece. But it grew weaker later on, and after a long protracted struggle, Greece became finally independent in 1829 in a revolution. Of course, with the help of their Russian brothers. Greece was also Orthodox, Russia was also Orthodox. And with the help of other Christian countries also, they made a revolution and they became finally independent in 1829. But this new Greece was just a very small part of the former Greece. Greece was never such as one country because in ancient times there was no concept of a country like this, national boundaries like this. But whatever was the Greek cultural homeland, this new Greece in 1829 was a very small part of it. But they gradually started getting more territory, independent from Turkey, and started merging it in Greece. They started creating Greece. This process started in 1829. By 1920, it was almost complete. And there was a very famous Treaty of Sevres in which Greece acquired most of Thrace. Thrace is the part just north of Istanbul now, the European part of Turkey, which was historically a great part of Greece and Bulgaria also, very important in the cultural memory of Greece. And then so 1920, they acquired Greece, Thrace, the modern boundaries of Greece, and also some parts in Western Turkey, what is now Western Turkey, which is very just historically because all of that area was ancient Greece. All of the sea, all the islands and the ocean seaboard was always Greece. So they acquired not the entire area but a small toehold with the Treaty of Sevres. But Turkey would not tolerate even a single Greek person on its homeland. They had very declared intentions then, and they started pushing back against Greece. They said, okay, your islands are yours and the European Greece is yours, but we will not allow even a single Greece on this Asian Turkish homeland. And so they started pushing back against it. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, who is hailed as a very secular and great leader, he was the one who led Turkish Muslim armies against Greek Catholics and Greek Orthodox. The last Greek Orthodox left in Western Turkey, and he defeated them, made a massacre of them. Even their great patriarchs and great leaders, the Orthodox Church leaders, were lynched in public. And Greek Orthodox Christianity in Turkey was forever destroyed. Around 264,000 Greek Christians were killed in this another separate, smaller but another genocide by Turkey against the Christian minority in Western Turkey. Most of the Armenian Christians were killed in Eastern Turkey. This happened in Western Turkey and on the Black Sea coast, which is still called as the Pontus genocide, because that coast is called as Pontus historically, Pontus genocide. And so under the leadership of a supposedly later on deified as secular great leader of Turkey, all of this happened. The point which I am driving at is that after Greece lost that, they agreed to make a complete transfer of population, because Greece saw that how they will kill any Greek Christians left in their country. So they agreed for a complete population transfer, in which Greek had to, because they drove away every single Greek Christian living in Turkey. Whoever was alive, they sent them to Greece, and all the Muslims of Greece, they were transferred to Turkey. Now, Greece, of course, did it peacefully, but when Turkey did it, there were a lot of sporadic massacres and a lot of atrocities that happened. But eventually, the country was partitioned, and there was a complete population exchange of Greece and Turkey. Greece became completely Christian, Turkey became completely Muslim. This someone would think is the ultimate solution, and it was for some time. But there is no local solution to a problem which originates civilizationally. So what happened is that after a few decades, the growth rate of Greece is very, very low. They are going down in absolute number, and Turkey is exploding like a religious demographic time bomb. It is exploding with a new generation. It is around 8 crores, I guess, the population is, and it's rapidly increasing. Now, if you see this geography, if you see this map, the map of Greece, it is surrounded by, on one hand, a completely Islamic enemy country like Turkey. On top of it, there is Macedonia. Macedonia was ancient small empire which was Greek in origin. And this Macedonia, independent Macedonia, is now 33 to 36% Muslim. It is well on its way to become the second Muslim majority country of Europe after Albania. So on one hand, on top of it, there is Macedonia, which is very demographically in a very precarious situation. Then there is Albania, which is around 85% to 86% Muslim and a very orthodox Muslim country, even after the communist experience. The only other country which has this boundary with Greece is Bulgaria, which has a very rapidly increasing Muslim minority. It is around 14 to 18%, because the Bulgarians are fleeing in Western Europe and America, and the infrastructure is being taken over by Turkish Muslims who migrate to Bulgaria. So we see that Greece is now surrounded by two completely Islamic countries, one almost Islamic country of Macedonia, and one with a sizable Muslim minority. So it is now being surrounded by all sides, and for the first time in history, Greece has once again around 2% Muslims. And there are a lot of mosques in Athens also. And on the other hand, they say that this would happen, some minorities would appear, but they are not appearing in Turkey at all. Although Turkey, economically, Turkey is in a much better position than Greece, but they are not, that's not happening in Turkey at all. No Christian migrates to Turkey to live, but a lot of Muslims come to Greece to live. So this is the difference. The point being driven here is that there is no local solution to a problem which generates on a civilizational scale. And when we think of local solutions like this, peaceful solutions like this, we also have to keep in mind that these civilizations, they play long game, global games. We cannot just tackle the problems arising from such situations locally. Thank you.